Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or whatever time it is for you during the day. I thought I'd do a collective reading for the date of, what is this one here? July 4th. So for you Americans out there, it'll be the national holiday, right? Or is it July the 1st? No, that's Canada. So that's for us here. All right. But those who are new to my channel or new to my account here, I just want to say that I am what I like to coin a micro-astrologer. So I work with over 200 asteroids, and they're all pre-downloaded. Everything has been supported. Everything is co-created. I love what I do. So I get into you can say the nitty-gritty of things, but really detailed readings. Well, what I'm going to do today, I'm going to read for the July 4th event or the day itself, not event. And yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to share the chart right away so you guys at least get to see what I'm doing here. Yes, I like to showcase my stuff because I love what I do. All right, so see here right away we have, and let's go from the south node to the north node. So we see here the dwarf planet Sila Nunam with conjunct Ganymede, Perdix conjunct Venus, but also towards the south node. Venus itself conjuncting that, showing that it's like there's a, what do you call this? There's a there's a lot of pride when it comes to, there's a lot of the entertainment industry is affected by this. It's a T square to the north node that we have to integrate our desires for being kind of service to other people, kind of like what you call the cupbearer. Ganymede was the cupbearer to Zeus, being kind of service to, um, well, specifically the entertainment industry in this case, or financial systems, banks, and kind of like working through the little nitty gritty of things, but like the technicalities of things. But it also means that with Perdix here is kind of watching out for things that where we abandon ourselves, or rather specifically, people who might get affected by uh, what we do, and they get sort of influenced by it, they get jealous of it. Um, Watching out for those kind of stuff that, you know, there's a difference between being proud and pride, having pride. What I'm seeing here with Silanunam here, with the dwarf planet Silanunam, is that he's about like not sleeping on the job, so to speak, right? He's about kind of being to your core, going into your oldest part of yourself, your all-encompassing self, your primary self, your Kundalini. You could call it your chi, your source energy, um, and kind of having that resilience and on as well, right? And balance. Like sometimes what goes around comes around, yes, but sometimes it doesn't have to always be like that. What there's a cause and effect sort of stuff that's related to that stuff. Um, so demystifying things and making sure that it's actually true to your own self, what it means for you, right? There might be cycles related to this as well. There'll be a lot of opportunities to be kind of going everywhere. You know, multifacetedness is part of this as one, being vast and, you know, just working with all that potential, working with all that creativity inside you, and also finding a time to nurture yourself at the same time, while also looking at the little things, you know, and working with also the unpredictability of things. It's okay to be unpredictable. It's okay to have these things, because when we get complacent, that's when things that are like shocking comes in. It becomes a shock because we're complacent. But kind of be open to those changes that you see, or follow your inner knowing. Some people call it your claircognizance. Just change through it, transmute yourself. You can say transubstantiate yourself, process that, adapt, evolve, right? Be okay to, I say it's like, okay, so this is what I'm doing, right? Trust your inner universe within yourself, right? Be the light in your own way, if that makes sense. This is also not just specific things with people who have a lot of gifts. Also, we're very diverse, who channel in multiple different ways. You know, we don't just channel because we're channeling. Clear up space in your energy field, and allow yourself to actually be like, what does that mean in terms of what I believe? What does it mean to be, you know, in this state of like, I am I can be pedantic, I can be all that stuff. There's always a gift in something. There's always something to be creative about. And balancing that with this ability to see things through a different lens, I suppose you can say. It being opposite of the North Node moon in Hecate as well. It's not just necessarily about witchcraft and but it's also about being timeless, being that you can access your inner power within you can say your inner goddess, right? Your inner god, your inner divinity, and just going with the flow of the time itself, but trusting that there's a sovereignty within yourself that goes like, I can work with anything, right? I am everywhere all at once. You are omnipresent. Not necessarily that you need to be everywhere all at once, but actually by being present itself in the present moment, you actually go through that. The challenges is the volatility of information that's coming through this one the challenge is to actually be of surrendering, you can say, service to what's happening. We have here squared t squared to sedna. So allow for your inner ability to you can say you can use certain like your survival skills, you can use, you know, whatever it is that you feel that gives you that sense of freedom, or you're freeing your thoughts in the whole process. Um, Allowing yourself to you're using your disempowered experiences as a way to empower yourself. But we do that by really trusting that it's like there is a purpose behind all this. There is a purpose behind all this, right? As Suzanne Giesman, a well-known medium, said, she always says, "Oh, isn't that interesting? Go with that, right? You are an infinite being. You're a soul. You just came into this existence with a specific, you can say, purpose, with a specific incarnation, right? So that you can expand even more. You are fragment of source energy, God, creator, whatever you want to call it. Um, so trusting that thing has nothing to do more like, oh, I'm waiting for it to trust it. Like don't wait for that moment to be like, I want to trust it because I feel like I can trust it. Like, we think that trusting has a lot to do with like they give to us what we can accept about them, that we can trust them to, you know, have our best interests at heart. Yes, go with that too, but at the same time, it's also that whole like, if they don't have your best interest at heart, then you know already the answer what to do. Right? You already know what to do, right? So there's nothing to save. There's nothing to solve. There's nothing to, trusting is more like taking the next step, right? Um, Watching out for any sort of unconscious relationships that you might have as well. This is tied specifically to things like information that's passing through, the changes that are happening as well, especially for this year, preparing ourselves for next year for open contact. For those who know what I'm talking about, look at Bashar stuff. You'll see what I mean. Um, and just working with the volatility of things and just like don't let's not be too complacent, but at the same time, find a time to rest. When we rest, it's resting. When we rest, when we are asleep, that's when we're resting. But when we're awake, be in that state. I personally, this is why I love doing the Wim Hof method, because when I'm awake, I want to stay awake. I mean, that's when I like the cold because I'm like, actually, I feel so much more alive. I feel like I'm actually like, ooh, there's something to celebrate, right? Find that inner child as well. So as the dwarf planet, she's very forgiving. She's very forgiving in a way that it's more like she trusts her inner guidance, right? When I say inner guidance, I mean like it has a lot to do with also kind of exploring things. You can't just be like, oh, well, I trust my inner guidance and that's it. It can't be done through just words. It has to be done through experience. Okay. So what I'm seeing here is that whole process of, especially with the elements here, with the air, fire, air, water, be all that stuff. I hope that helps. I'll see you guys later. Bye.